Associate research scholar and lecturer in politics and public affairs, Princeton University, Wright, is with us. I'm going to ask you a question I don't think I've ever asked you and never I thought I was going to ever ask you. Do you agree with Newsmax?
In this case, yes. I think Donald Trump does have a problem with Nikki Haley voters, but those independents that lean right generally come home to the party. It's the same people, 53% of which who wanted Marco Rubio eventually voted for Trump. 76% of which wanted John Kasich eventually voted for Trump. So that suggests, recent history suggests, they will ultimately come home, and the college protests help them. But yes, he needs to win over those moderates. He needs them to win.
Right. And there's a difference between an open primary in Indiana, meaning you can walk up to the polling station and decide, hey, I want to vote as a Republican or a Democrat today. Right. So there's some Democrats who are with protest votes. There are some people who don't like Trump and want to say whatever. And good point in terms of whether they actually do or don't come home. Donald Trump was asked about that. Take a listen.
But Nikki Haley attained 16% of the vote. Are you concerned about that number? And what do you say to those voters?
And she got 16%. I got a record number. I got the highest vote ever attained in the state. And all of those people are going to come to me because first of all, what's their choice? Biden, he's the worst president in the history of our country. They're all coming to me. We see it already. They're all coming to me.
All right. So the 16% was in Pennsylvania a couple of weeks ago that we covered. That's what she was asking about. He keeps saying they're all coming to me. Have we seen any desire, shall we say, or effort by the Trump campaign to court those voters?
Well, by the campaign, yes. By Trump himself, I'm not so sure. He just does and says whatever he wants. And he's always been divisive, and it is a question of alternatives. The 2016 Republican primary, we forget, was extremely contentious. Republicans, a lot of them hated Donald Trump. And eventually he won the election. And so you have all these alternative questions. Was Hillary weaker than Biden? That's relevant. You know, was Trump weaker than a moderate candidate would have been? Voters have choices. These voters preferred Nikki Haley, but when they have a choice between Trump and Biden, what are they going to be more scared by? Seeing chaos unfold on college campuses or a former president who allegedly paid off a porn star? That's a tough question for Democrats just as much as it is for Republicans.
I love that you toss in the allegedly part to that conversation.
Well, but on your show, we have to be very factual, and you always stick to the record.
True. Although there was a payment to Stormy Daniels. We just don't know whether or not allegedly they had sex or not. But
exactly.
I digress.
Okay.
All right. So we look forward to this. The answer that you would see, like the opportunity, right, is Joe Biden tacking to the center to claim all of these disaffected Republican moderate Nikki Haley voters. But that's not what he's doing. He's doing the opposite. He's moving farther to the left. We're going to have John Bolton on in a few minutes. He's going to be talking about how Biden is now running foreign policy by domestic fiat because of domestic policy here. He's tacking to the left on climate. He's tacking to the left on spending. Why is that?
Well, he's terrified of the progressive wing of his party, and I understand that. I mean, the protest vote in the Michigan primary against him should have been terrifying. That would have overcome the margin from the last time around. However, those voters will never, ever vote for Donald Trump, and many of them may just stay home. And so the mistake he's making is alienating the 6 million Jewish voters in this country who care very much about the Israel-Palestine issue. And he's really, really appealing to these students. Maybe they'll come out, maybe they won't. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. And I don't understand the strategy. He needs the moderates. And you're right, he's doing everything to scare them away.
Yeah, and you got two historically unpopular and historically old men running for president. Lauren, it's always good to see you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.